back to Let's Talk All Things Internet. Today's post, we're going to talk about the rules of money and ways to double your money legally. So let's start. So beginning, what are the rules of money? There are some basic rules of money. You got to remember money is a medium of exchange. Money is used as a tool to facilitate transaction and exchange of goods and services. You got to remember money has value because people believe it does. Like Zimbabwe, money could run out of control, and if the people don't believe in the money, it's pretty much hyperinflation. The value of money is determined by the trust people have in it, in the currency, and issue in government. Money is a finite resource. There's a limited supply of money in circulation, which affects its value. Money can be lost or gained through inflation or deflation. Inflation and deflation can impact the value of money and purchasing power. Money must be stored and managed carefully. Proper storage and management of money, such as through savings and investment, can help preserve its value over time. Money is regulated by government. Government typically regulate the issuance and circulation of money to maintain its stability and integrity. If the government doesn't manage the money, then that money could pretty much be worthless, and the government the government will lose control of the monetary value. How does inflation affect the money? Inflation is a rise in general price levels of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. It affects the value of money in several ways. It decreases the purchasing power as prices rises. The same amount of money buys less goods and services, reducing purchasing power. It lowers the value of your savings. If inflation outpaces the interest earned on savings, the real value of those savings will decrease. So pretty much it makes no sense to open an account with 0.01% because that's less than inflation, and you're losing money by putting your money in the savings account. Changes relative price. Inflation can change the relative prices of goods and services, making some more expensive and others cheaper. It increased the cost of borrowing. Inflation can lead to higher interest rates, making borrowing more expensive. It encourages spending. When people expect prices to continue to rise, they may be more likely to spend their money quickly instead of saving it. And that way it kind of creates like a panic among the people, whereas it's better to just spend your money because it's worthless sitting in your bank account. Overall, inflation can have significant impacts on an economy and on individuals, affecting the value of money and the purchasing power of consumer. Moving forward, how can deflation affect money? Deflation is a sustained decrease in the general price level of goods and services in an economy over a period of time. That's from the dictionary. It affects the value of money in several ways. It increases purchasing power as prices fall. The same amount of money buys more goods and services, increasing purchasing power, increasing the value of savings. If interest rates are positive, the real value of savings will increase during deflation. Changes relative pricing. Deflation can change the relative price of goods and services, making some cheaper and others more expensive. A decrease in borrowing costs. Deflation can lead to lower interest rates, making borrowing less expensive, and it discourages spending. It doesn't make people want to spend more, because when people expect prices to continue to fall, they may delay spending in hopes of getting a better deal in the future. Overall, deflation can have significant impacts on an economy and on individuals, affecting the value of money and the purchasing power of consumers. Deflation is generally seen as a negative trend, and it can lead to lower economic growth and higher unemployment, which you don't want that, because then less people are spending money to build the economy. And moving forward, what is the rule of 72? There's a lot of people who talk about the rule of 72 and what it is. So from doing research, the rule of 72 is a quick and simple way to estimate the number of years it will take for an investment to double in value given a fixed annual interest rate. The formula is normally 72 divided by the annual interest rate, and then that equals the years that it takes your money to double. For example, if an investment earns an annual interest rate of 6%, it would take approximately 72 divided by 6 equal 12 years for the investment to double in value. The rule of 72 is a rough estimate and should not be relied on for exact calculation, because it can be useful for getting a general idea of how long it might take for an investment to grow. It is important to keep in mind that investment returns are not guaranteed and can fluctuate over time because based on various factors such as market condition and interest rate. And then, like, just a little side note here, like how to double your money. There's ways to potentially double your money. You invest in the stock market. Investing in a diversified portfolio of stocks can provide a potential for long-term growth. Although there are risks involved. Like you got options. Options is much faster than just straight stock spending because with options you're taking a contract versus just putting 100 grand towards a stock and waiting for it to go up in a year. Whereas with options, that 100 grand could double or triple if you're doing really well in the market. You invest in real estate. Investing in real rental properties or flipping houses can provide the potential for significant returns, although there are also risks involved. Same because you could buy a property and the renovation might cost way more than what you invested, and you might not be able to make the returns when you're flipping it. You invest in high yield savings account or certificate of deposit, that's a CD. While the returns may be lower, these are relatively low risk option for growing your money. You could get as much as 2% or 3% depending on the bank you go with, and that's how much your rate of money is going to be increased. You could start a business. Starting and growing a business, successful business can provide the potential for significant returns, although it also involves a high degree of risk. You could use leverage, borrowing money to invest in stocks, real estate, and or other assets can increase your potential returns. Although it has a very high risk because if you do invest in whatever you're endeavoring, you could eventually lose all your money without know what you're getting into. So your best bet is to use your own money to do what you need to do to invest to double your money. So instead of borrowing money. It's important to remember that there is no guarantee of returns when investing and that there is a risk of losing money. There is always a risk. Remember, if anyone tells you there's no risk, then that's a scam and you're most likely being led into a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme. It is crucial to do thorough research and understand the risks involved before making any investment decision. Additionally, diversifying your investment and taking a long-term approach can help reduce risk and potentially increase your returns over time. Always got to remember that with investing, it's a long-term game. It's not a short-term game. If you think that playing investment is a short-term, you can end up in a tight pickle and lose all your money. There's no such thing as get rich quick. It's hard work. There's always hard work to doing whatever you're doing, from affiliate marketing to the stock market. There's always hard work. And that pretty much sums up today's post. So stay tuned for another discussion of Let's Talk All Things Internet, where we find random topics to discuss that will hopefully give you some knowledge on topics you want more information about, all while heading to work, on the drive, on the road, or heading home. Once again, thanks for joining. Please hit the like and subscribe button for more content from this channel, and thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.